How many games will the Cincinnati Bengals win with high expectations coming off a Super Bowl berth? Will the Bengals be able to deliver in 2022, or will they take a step back? What's going on, Bengals fans? It's Mitch here of The Bottom Line View, here to predict your schedule game by game, each matchup looking at the toughest matchups, the easiest matchups, and determining whether they will win or they will lose each and every game on their schedule, breaking it down, giving you my thoughts, my analysis on the team, and how they match up with this schedule in 2022. The Bengals have that high expectation this season after a season where they were the underdogs. Can they put it all together once again and be even better than they were in 2022? Let's find out. Before I predict these games, don't forget to spike the like button and subscribe to the channel for more BLV just like this. Also, hop in the comment section and let me know how you think the Bengals will do in 2022. Let's pick some games. Bengals fans, it's time to find out your record for 2022. Opening week, week 1. You start the season by beating the Steelers. Couldn't get any better than that, could it? I don't think so. You guys let me know. But the Steelers, man, going to Cincinnati, Bengals are going to be ready. Bengals are going to be eye of the tiger mode, man. And I feel Joe Burrow is going to have a good game here. Bengals defense, I think, is going to put together a show at home. Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, doesn't really matter. Either one is no match for the Bengals. You guys have kind of owned the Steelers over the last couple of years, truth be told. So the tide has swung in your direction for this rivalry. I believe the Bengals get it done at home. Week 2, you play the Dallas Cowboys. Exciting game for you because the Cowboys, that's America's team. That game's going to be watched by everybody. Eyes will be on it. And I believe Joe Burrow is going to put on a show here. I think the Cowboys defense is overrated entering the season. I think they can be had specifically against good quarterbacks and great receiving cores. It's exactly what the Bengals have here. Now, Dak Prescott and company will give you a challenge on the opposite side. But I think the Bengals got enough on the D-line to make some plays and make some stops and go to Dallas and pick up a win. Maybe a shootout. Week 3, you play the New York Jets. I just don't think the Jets have what it takes quite yet to hand you an L here. Last year, I think, plays a role because last year you lost to the Jets. I think that's in the back of your mind. You remember that, and you come back for revenge in this game in MetLife. So I got the Jets taking the L. Week 4, Miami Dolphins. You play them at home, Thursday Night Football. You should be able to beat the Dolphins at home on Thursday night. The Dolphins are a challenge. They've got a strong secondary for sure, which matches up well with your receiving core. They've got an offense with a ton of speed, including Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So they'll definitely give their challenge, but I feel like Cincinnati at home, Thursday night, short week, they should be able to outduel Tua and company. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. There's also that Joe Burrow Tua storyline as well. Week 5, the Bengals at the Ravens. This is your first loss, in my opinion. This is like the big brother coming back to the little brother and being like, whoa, hold up. We still got something to say about this division. So the Baltimore Ravens at home, week 5. It's tough to go there and win, as you guys know. You did it last year, I believe, in pretty convincing fashion. But I think Baltimore is a much better team on paper entering this year, especially if they're healthy. The secondary is strong. They brought in Marcus Williams to help that. The offensive line's much stronger to help protect Lamar Jackson. I think the Ravens, you likely split with them this season, and I think you lose when you go to Baltimore. Week 6, the Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. I contemplated this one either way. I feel like you could lose to the Saints. You've got a strong defense. It's tough to go to New Orleans and win in that dome environment. It's very loud. But, you know, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow going home, maybe that's a distraction, but I also just feel there's that energy of like they're going to win when they go there. So I feel like the LSU boys, they're going to go to New Orleans and they're going to pick up the dub. That's ultimately my logic with that one. So I'm going to take the Bengals there, although I could see them losing that game. Week 7, they play the Atlanta Falcons. This is a mismatch. The Bengals should easily win this game. Now, Atlanta, one of their true strengths is actually their corners, but other than that, I mean, they don't really got much to contend with you guys. The offense shouldn't be able to do much. And defensively, they don't have much of a pass rush. So getting after Joe Burrow is going to be difficult here. So Cincinnati at home, easy win. Week 8, you go to Cleveland on a Monday night where Deshaun Watson is playing one of his first games in a primetime setting for the Cleveland Browns because he's likely to be suspended for about 4 weeks. So I see the Browns winning that game. I think that the fans are going to be super hyped. I think that atmosphere is going to be really difficult to overcome. Battle of Ohio, all of that stuff. So I feel that's a really tough spot for the Bengals to go in and win. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns. Week 9, the Panthers, one of the worst teams in the league. I'm going with the Bengals for sure. Just, if it's Sam Darnold, I just don't see Sam Darnold beating Joe Burrow. I just don't, especially on the road. Then you go in the bye week with a nice record of 7-2. Week 11, you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have you sweeping the Pittsburgh Steelers again. I don't think the Steelers can contend with you guys. I think where their weaknesses align, you guys can dominate them at the receiver versus cornerback matchup. That's a big matchup for you guys in your favor. On top of that, you have enough of a pass rush to really get to their quarterback without them threatening you down the field, so to speak. Especially if this is Kenny Pickett. This is a young Kenny Pickett. This is a guy that is not going to be prepared to play the prime top teams in the NFL. At this point in the season, I think it might be Kenny Pickett. And you're coming off the bye week as well. You're going to be rested. You're going to be prepared. As long as you don't fall asleep, I think the Bengals should beat the Steelers. Week 12, you play the Titans. This one is an either way type of game. I think the Titans could win this game in Tennessee, given that it's a revenge game for them from the playoffs. So, yeah, it's kind of an either way deal for me. I'm going with the Bengals here, and the reason why is no A.J. Brown, who was such a problem for you in that game a year ago. And then number 2, I think the offensive line improvement helps the Bengals win this game again, and I really like their defensive game plan for how they stop Derrick Henry. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but I do think that could be an upset sort of scenario where Tennessee gets their revenge from the playoffs. Week 13, Kansas City. I think the Chiefs are going to get their revenge here. I just feel like it's hard to beat them 3 times in a row. And even though the Bengals have had their number and could potentially see them again in the playoffs, I think the Chiefs are going to put a lot of energy into that one. I think this game means a lot more to them. So for that, I'm going to take the Chiefs. Nothing too complicated there. I just feel like it's going to mean a lot to the Chiefs to win that game. So I think they're going to win the game. Week 14, Cleveland. I think you get the even up there in week 14. You beat Deshaun Watson for the first time as a Brown, and you make the series for the season 1-1. Week 15, you play Tom Brady and the Bucs in Tampa Bay, which is definitely one of the bigger challenges, if not the biggest challenge on your schedule. I think you probably lose this game, just given the Bucs are one of the best teams in the NFL. Tom Brady's still one of the best quarterbacks. They've got great receivers to be able to, dice up that secondary of you guys who may be a little bit lacking in the depth department, and the Bucs have a lot of different options they can go to. On top of that, they have a defense that's pretty strong too. So I could see Cincinnati moving the ball through the air if they get that quick passing game going. I think it will be tough for the Bucs defense, specifically their secondary, to slow you guys down. But I do think that the Bucs are going to equally, put points up. So I could see that coming down the last possession with Tom Brady ultimately getting the dub there. Week 16, you play the New England Patriots, my Patriots, in Gillette, which won't be easy, especially in a spotlight game. Belichick will definitely have a game plan for Burrow and Jamar Chase. I just don't know if they have the personnel to be able to pull it off. Mac Jones, I think, could have some success here in this game, and I do like the matchup of Mac going head-to-head with Joe Burrow. There's been comparisons there. I think that the Bengals are the better, more talented team, so I'm going to take them there. I think Patriots just don't have the secondary any longer to truly be able to slow you guys down, so I'm going to take Cincinnati. Week 17, you played the Buffalo Bills. I went with the Bills. In my Bills record prediction, I went with the Bills. So this is kind of where I'm sitting. I feel like you guys are rather going to beat the Bills and lose to the Titans, or beat the Titans and lose to the Bills. That's kind of how I feel. So it could go either way. Now, it's tough to go to a Monday night game on the road and win for Buffalo, but Buffalo's a good team. Both these teams are fairly similar. I feel like both have great quarterbacks, both have very good offenses passing the football. I think that the Bills defense, though, is stronger. And I think the Bills defense can do a better job of slowing you guys down than you guys will do of slowing Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and company. So week 18, you play the Ravens the last week of the season. This could be for the division, honestly, the division crown, whoever wins this game. And I think that you even the series up and win the game at home. I like your chances there in the final game of the season. Again, Jamar Chase has been a lot of trouble for the Ravens and Marlon Humphrey. And until they solve him, I don't know if they're going to be able to beat you guys in Cincinnati. So overall, I think you have a very nice record. I think you have a better record this year than you did last year. I think you're a better team. I got you at 12-5. Now, does that mean you're going to get to the Super Bowl? Maybe, maybe not. We will see what I predict, but I feel like you're going to be just as good, if not better, in the regular season. You're going to carry that momentum as a young team into this season. And as long as you don't get overconfident, as long as you don't get unlucky, you guys should be very, very good. So congratulations, Bengals fans. You got yourself a good football team for a while. I have them at 12-5. I have them 4-2 in the division, 8-4 in the conference. I have them, I believe, third in the AFC. Third in the AFC, yes. So they will be hosting a playoff game once again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. It's Mitch. Peace.